cigarettes causes temporary insanity.
A law which cannot be enforced, a law which the people of the country do not want enforced.
I'm going away. I'm leaving home. I'm riding high. 'Cause life goes on. I'm on the road. And I don't look back. I follow each and every track.
If we as a human race don't start to do something about it now, we're all fucked, you know. There's no way the Earth's just going to fix itself from the disasters we're creating at the moment, unless we begin some sort of revolution of remanufacturing things in a clever way.
If you want to turn into a tripper that loves conspiracy theories, then hemp has got everything you would love to hear about, because it does. It's got a crazy story. You know, it's like hemp is so powerful that the people in power don't want the people, you know, of everyday society to know how powerful hemp is. You know, it's got this strange, it's had this like weird reverse effect on humanity, that, you know, hemp is this great savior plant, but it's created some super fearful response in our governing bodies around the world to try and squash it.
Marijuana. The Chicago mother watching her daughter die as an indirect result of marijuana addiction told officers that at least 50 of the girl's young friends were slaves to the narcotic, continuing addiction until they deteriorate mentally, become insane.
I think it was Hoover or one of those the US presidents. He was buddied up with his relatives who were the head of cotton industries. His nephew was the head of the Narcotics and Dangerous Drug Administration at the time, and they literally got together. They had emergency meetings based on eradicating hemp as an actual fibre to be used, and they went out of their way to promote, and they commissioned films like Reefer Madness and stuff to freak out the world.
Failing this, the next tragedy may be that of your daughter, or your son, or yours, or yours, or yours.
Hemp per acre can produce more fibre, more oil, more medicine and food than any other plant that we have on this world. Now, if that industry got made into a superpower, what are all these other industries going to do? You know what I mean? Because it's something that could possibly have a monopoly over, you know, all the oil companies, all the companies that make plastic. Obviously DuPont, which are the main reasons behind making hemp illegal.
The job of wiping out this traffic. And in 1937, we smashed 10 major narcotic rings.
The whole concept of hemp had to be, for them, in their eyes, to protect their billion-dollar industries, had to be squashed. And they went about it systematically. They used the media, they utilised the politicians and politics itself as tools to actually make sure that hemp as an industry was closed down.
Public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse.
There was a lot of fear about being associated in the wrong manner, and so that sort of political correctness sort of dominated the attitude to hemp, so that people did pretty much marginalise it, which is a shame, because obviously it has nothing to do with smoking dope. It's a totally different issue. Again, things like hemp would have sort of, you know, it could have been misconstrued as, you know, hippie surfers and all that sort of thing. So I think that's the bottom line.
We went through that period where there was a very, very strong judgment, you know, from the parents to the police to that surfers were just out there, you know, smoking dope and causing havoc. The hemp stigma definitely kind of got kind of suppressed through that period. It kind of washed away with you know, that period that we were outcasts, or we were fringe dwellers, and we were people that weren't willing to be a part of society. So the actual fabric kind of got washed away with that type of judgment.
Sun protection. Surfers don't really give a shit about the drug aspect of hemp because a lot of people smoke, a lot of people eat. It's a medicine, you know, for a lot of people. And
should that be a separate issue though?
Yeah, well, it is a separate issue because they're two different aspects of the one species of plant. But I think that's part of the whole demonizing that's happened with hemp and marijuana for a long time.
Yeah, I think with the surf industry over the last, say even 3 years, has had a great change in the way it looks. There's this whole vibe on, you know, wanting to look like a 70s surfer using a retro surfboard, and I'm all for that because it's taking things back to, you know, the roots. And I feel like hemp board shorts or hemp t-shirts is taking it back to the roots. It's taking it back to a stage where there weren't as many problems. It's kind of like a natural way of doing things rather than a forced, unnatural way of doing things for mass production. So wearing something hemp, I feel, is quite special in that regard, that you feel like you're wearing something semi-vintage, I guess.
I've been wearing hemp boardies in the water now for a while, and they kind of get this real nice slimy feel about them. When they get wet, they're super comfy. They react well, you know, they go a bit crispy after they dry out, but then they just go straight back to super comfy the second you put them back on again. Like, there's just so many bonuses to it.
So our intention behind the Hemp Revolution is to educate the youth into the realization that there is more to just buying a product. You're not just buying a product, you're buying into something that has been made from your Mother Earth. So you want to be aware that that product is something that is not so harmful, and it's something that's sustainable.
It'll be dry when it's made into a fibre crop, but the stalk is actually hollow. You can see right up it like a straw. This white pithy looking stuff is called hurd, and that's essentially a waste product for the clothing side of the fibre. And this stringy bit here is what makes the fibre.
You know, it's a little bit like buying a product you think is sustainable or organic, yet when you find out how it was made and what it took to produce it, it's actually not. It's been quite a destructive process back behind it.
As a consumer, as a person, you know, we're not going to memorise what everything is made of all around us. So it's good to feel that perhaps when you go to get something, the people who've put all their time into making that thing are going to tell you the story of it, educate it, you know, same time.
We started the brand with hopes and dreams and a way that we could express our creative side. And after many years of making season after season of product range, you start to learn a lot more, and it's only been probably to the last couple of years where we've really started thinking about how can we make Afends more responsible, add more sustainable products to the world we live in, and push a message to the youth audience that you can support sustainable, organic, natural products like hemp and look good.
And really, you've got to not have that thing, we're going to save the world. You just do it because you want to do it, and it's something you feel passionate about and good about. And usually it's going to work. If you're feeling like that and your heart's into it, well, it's going to work at some level, and I think the time is right for it. I keep saying that. I just think right now is a good time to be doing this.
One of our other goals in this whole hemp revolution that we're pursuing is that we really are endorsing other companies, other surf brands, other fashion brands, anyone to make hemp in their product line, because we're very passionate and we think that it's such a great fabric.
Hopefully there'll be more and more people and more labels, and surfing as an industry will be what it sort of once was, more of a cottage industry with different labels and different ideas for different products that we need.
And I think now is the time that is really exciting for introducing things like hemp and actually having a really good response from the public. We're growing into a world now as young people where there's a lot of problems, and so your natural inclination is to look for solutions, and man, hemp is totally one of those solutions.
I just don't think we have a choice. I think we have to go to products like hemp or, sustainable, renewable products that we can walk back in next week, chop a bit off, crush it up, throw it on a garment, and we've just got to stop taking a resource that's just going to run out.
We had the golden years probably, but during those years we've already, as a human race, have just destroyed everything. We're on a path of mass destruction, and nobody wants to fucking know about it. Everybody just wants to close their eyes and, keep on profiting and keep on watching fucking numbers on Wall Street grow. Like, who gives a shit? If we don't come back to reality, we're all done for. Or our kids are certainly done for.
It's kind of like anything. You poison yourself and you're going to get sick. You poison the world and the world is going to be sick. If we don't find an antidote and do good things for our planet that we live on, then it's going to get sick and die.
So now what? Where do we go from here? How do we get back on track and flip the paradigm? Up until the early 1800s, 80% of all textiles were made from hemp. The hemp prohibition introduced in 1937 criminalised the growth and production of one of Earth's most useful natural resources. The thinking that led to the hemp prohibition should have been left behind in the 1930s. we need to embrace new ways of thinking and turn our attention to the present moment. Today we are slowly waking up to the fact that our actions have been detrimental to the health of our planet. We are now recognising the immediate importance of finding alternatives. Hemp could bring enormous positive change, and it's something that is within our reach, within our lifetime.